earth. It has a lot of, well, ground. And to make up for the fact I don't touch a lot of grass in real life, I can sure touch some in a video game. To first do that, we actually need to make the ground, so we have to start by making some pixel art sprites in the Game Boy color scheme from last video. And as this is a game about cakes, I made the whole thing cake themed, as well as some decorations like candy canes and cherries. Exported the tile map and put it into Godot and got it all set up. I did this by adjusting the region of the sprites to make it so each 8-bit area is actually one tile instead of it being every 16-bit area. I also adjusted the tile grid so that there wouldn't be a gap in between each tile. The next thing I did was make it so the floor actually had collisions so the player didn't go through it all the time. And now the floor was perfectly in place, we could actually walk around on it, and that was most of the things we had to do today done. Now I actually had to start making the first level, otherwise this game would just be a straight line to the end, and that's not fun at all. So, what next? Flag. This is what the player will collide with in order to go to the next level, so let's just get started. So now I'm going to make the sprite and therefore I can get it into the game correctly. Now it's in the game, I can actually start coding it, which will be a lot more difficult compared to the other stuff where we already had the code pretty much done for us. Oh yeah, you know how I said this in the last video? Now as you see me here scaling down the sprite, actually became a grave mistake for later down the line. Well, here's where it starts to affect me. When I scaled down the player sprite in the beginning of the project, that meant when I actually imported the original or the new sprite, it was scaled down too. It took me this long to actually realize my mistake and reverse it. The only issue with that is that I had already set in stone most of the player's code and its variables for speed and jumping, so I had to redo all of that just to get the player to work correctly again. Once I fixed that, it was just a matter of coding and fixing bugs with the flag, getting it to function properly. And making a very bad second level just to test how it works. And after that, our first level was done. I mean, it's not the best thing ever, but I can give you some gameplay of it here.